This is Jacob Schmitt with HuntFishLife.com. This video here, I'm going to talk about topo maps, reading lake maps. I'm out here in central Arkansas on Lake Maumelle. It's February the 24th. You know, we're going to go fishing and see what happens, okay? But the main thing I'm going to focus on here is trying to teach you guys how to read a topo map. Whether you're hunting, fishing, whatever, it can be very valuable to understand what you're looking at, what contour lines are, what, you know, when you see them, what you're actually seeing and what you're actually looking at. See this draw? This is what you would consider a draw. Topo. This is Cal Topo here, and this is the actual draw that you're looking at. My boat is setting out about right in here, and you're looking this direction like that as I ease off in this direction in the boat. So this is what a draw is. These are the contour lines. And where you see them bend like that, there's going to be a draw there. You could also see that as a ditch, especially if you're looking at a lake map where you're looking under the water. A lot of times that'll be a ditch that runs up under the water. Okay, take a look at this island here. If you'll notice on the left-hand side, which is actually the west side, it's a lot more tapered. It's not as steep. And if you notice on the right-hand side, the east side of this island, or the northeast side, it's a lot steeper. The banks are. We'll go over here and take a look at the lake map of this island, around this island, and you'll notice the same thing. If you're looking at this, you can see that these contour lines on the left-hand side, or the southwest side of this here, goes into a flat, and they're a lot further spaced out. But as we go to the northwest side of this thing, you'll notice that the contour lines in the lake are a lot tighter, which means it's a lot steeper. It drops a lot quicker, and that is what you're looking at when you look at contour lines that are shallow to going deeper. Okay, if you look out behind me here, you can see this hill behind me, and you see that over here it's kind of high, and it drops down here, and then it goes up high there again. That's a saddle. It's what you would when you hear people talking about a saddle. That's exactly what that is. You can pick that out really easy on a topo map. It's absolutely just really easy. You can see stuff like that in a lake. Anywhere there's hilly terrain, a lot of times you'll have things like that. But if you notice behind me here as well, you know, the ridge running this way. So we see the ridge, and it drops off here into this lake, so it's getting flatter as we come down here. And you can see that on the topo map too. And you can see the lay of this land. So we're going to look at this particular spot here as it comes down this hill. We'll look at it on a topo, and then we'll look at the way this lake lays out and things. And you'll see that, you know, this is coming flatter, and then you'll see it as it raises up. Okay, one thing about fishing that a lot of people, I don't think they think about. The average person, I've watched several people today, not like we went out and jacked any fish. We haven't even got a single bite. But one thing I have noticed, I've watched several guys, they're just running right down the bank fishing, just right down the bank. One thing that a lot of people don't realize, and I don't know this obviously for sure, but the fish don't know how far they are off the bank or not. They don't know if they're right up next to the bank, or if they're out in an offshore hump, or if they're, you know, whatever. There are structure out in the middle of your lake and out in the middle of, you know, rivers, different types of bodies of water that the fish can get on, to where they can be in 1 foot of water or they can be in 30 foot of water, and they're in a relatively small area. They don't know if they're sitting on a bluff wall out on a river channel down in the middle of the lake, if they're on a bluff wall that is right up next to the bank, or if they're on a bluff wall that is out in the middle of the lake. I don't think they necessarily know that. Fishermen do. Fishermen, as we want to see things, we want to see what we're fishing for, we want to be able to see the bank, we want to see things like that, and it has a hard time. A lot of people have a really hard time going out in the middle of the lake. I'm looking at there's an offshore hump here. There's a hump out in the middle of this creek arm. I'm out here and you can see it's 21 foot deep, and I'm just going to turn around. I'm going to ease over that, and here you see the side imaging. This is the bottom of the lake right here. Okay, and this is the water between, and this is out beside the boat on each side. But what I want you to see is how these contour lines change with the depth. And you see, as we get up over this hump, it's getting shallower and shallower, which is what the contour line says it's going to do. And this thing actually gets really shallow. It says it's 12 foot deep, but it gets like 3 or 4 foot deep. And then you see this, we're dropping back off the edge, and you can see here where the boat is on this map, that's what it's supposed to be doing. So as you're looking at contour lines, whether you're in the woods or whatever, you can see that these are kind of clustered close together. So there's a change in the, you know, there's a hill. Basically, this is a hill out here in the lake, and then now you see we're just out and it's flat. So there's really not much change here as we go. It pretty much stays the same. If you look at the depth, I mean, it's going to change a 1 or 2 foot, but I mean, we're pretty much just in a creek where it's just pretty much flat as we go. That's what's taking place. Now, if we go towards this bank right here, we're going towards the bank right here. As we go towards the bank, you'll notice as we get up here, this is going to start changing relatively quick. And the closer these lines are together, the faster this is going to change, because the steeper it is. So as we go towards the bank, you see that obviously we're getting into shallow water. I drove you over that offshore hump out in the middle of this creek arm here, and the fish, I don't think they know any difference on that hump there or if they're on the bank. It drops off, it's a hump. Okay, that's it. I mean, we're fixing to get out of here. It's getting a little bit later in the day. It's almost 5, and my batteries are dead on all my batteries are dead on my GoPros. Didn't get a single bite. So that's fishing sometimes, and it's a post-front condition. We had a front come through. It's rained the past several days. This particular lake here, the water's pretty clear most of the time, and it's pretty dingy right now. I don't know if that's got anything to do with it, but it could. But anyways, we didn't catch nothing, or I didn't. My wife, she never even fished, but she sat and enjoyed the boat ride, I guess. So we're gonna get out here and go get something to eat, and I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Check out huntfishlife.com. Have a good day, and bye-bye.